Hi everyone, this is our food story with Dr. Marks, Katrina, and my name is Carla.
I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Grace. So who is Dr. Marks? Dr. Marks is from Kansas City, Michigan, and graduated with a PhD in communications at UNC Chapel Hill. Since August 2023, so only for a year, she's been a lecturer in communication studies here at Longwood. Her family, while growing up in Michigan, has Swedish roots, and when we were talking to Dr. Marks about growing up and her food story then, she often talked about Christmas and the holidays, since that's the main time that her family talked about these traditional roots. They talked about ostaka and smörgåsbakelser, which is Swedish cheesecake and Swedish Christmas cookies. They have a lot of fun time making these during the holidays, and they have things such as cutting the curd or good curd for the cheesecake since they make it completely from scratch. For her food story mainly now, it was influenced a lot by her mother. She called her mother a traditional mother who did a lot of the cooking and cleaning at home, and she now likes to cook a lot herself, a lot of experimentation, and recently her palate has gravitated towards Asian food. With Dr. Marks and our food story of her, we focus on Zanzibar. It's a small island off the coast of Tanzania, and it has a lot of influence due to colonialism. She had an internship with America's unofficial ambassadors there for 2 months, and afterwards went back and taught English as a second language for a year. She traveled there several times, actually, due to friends living there, including a boyfriend, which led to one of her favorite memories of her time at Zanzibar and led us to the dish that we are making with her. So we have a few pictures of Dr. Marks' time at Zanzibar, with the top left being a coastal photo of the food market that she actually has a painting of in her living room that we got to see, and the bottom right corner is a street view of the food market. The bottom left corner is Dr. Marks with her students playing a traditional game there, and the top right corner is Dr. Marks with some friends from her time at the internship there, just hanging out. With our food story and the dish we made with Dr. Marks, it's tied to a lot of fond memories for her, and it's a chance for her to pull out and use spices from her time living there, but it's a comfort to her. My interpretation of it is that I would love to try making it on my own at some time. It reminds me a lot of food that you would make when you're not feeling well. It's pretty light on the stomach, and I actually was not feeling the best the day we made it with her, so it was very easy for me to still participate and eat with. It could very easily be seen as a comfort food, and it was easy to share with others.
So some history behind the dish is, even though the dish was eaten throughout Africa, it actually started in the Middle East, so it made its way over. And Zanzibar is known for the spices that they do use. They're known as Spice Island, which is because they don't only use a lot of spices in all their dishes, they also produce a lot like cloves, black pepper, and cinnamon. And then some of those photos are actually the photos that were in her living room from Zanzibar. The middle photo is the same picture as 2 slides ago, but as a painting. And then these are some of her favorite photos that she loved. And my interpretation through the dish was it brought a lot of spices and strong scents, especially in the kitchen. We were all kind of like moving out of it because she started with blending the onion, which is something that we also never really seen before, any of us. Mm-hmm. So it brought the scents strong, and adding the cardamom and all that together definitely, but you didn't really taste it, you more just smelled it. It was kind of a bland dish overall. It was definitely a comfort food. She doesn't make it much, but when she does make it, it's for bigger scene, and it can be made with all different types of proteins. She just chose to do it with chicken. And the ingredients we used to make it was white rice, butter, the onion, but she blended it, the cardamom pods, cinnamon sticks, ground cloves, unsweetened coconut milk, and boiling water. And then you can play the first video. And this video is after the chicken and everything had been brought together, and she just added the rice in to kind of let that boil for a while, and that's the rice cooked in the seasoning, not in water separately. And then the next video is actually the side dish we had. She made us homemade chai tea. So it kind of shows at the bottom all those spices that she had in there that we kind of had to pour out, which also made a very strong chai tea for us.
Okay, so my interpretation of the dish is that I think it's some sort of like a comfort dish for her, and especially because she made it with someone who was very special in her life then. I think it brings her back to like a lot of memories of being there, and it also brings like, it also I feel like reminds her of other times that she did travel like to other countries, because she did say that she did travel a lot, so I feel like that dish kind of reminds her of like all of her travel times and all the dishes she tried when she traveled. And then for me, trying the dish reminded me of when I studied abroad in Italy last summer, and then even when I got to travel to other countries that I've been to. And trying these dishes, it just brings so much memories, and like it just reminds me of like the good conversations that I had with my family about, oh my God, this dish is so good, or like it tastes so nice. So it just brings back a lot of fond memories. And honestly, the experience persuaded me to like try other dishes and want to try them with like my friends, because we had a good conversation with her after. We just sat at her coffee table and it was really fun. So I honestly want to experience this again on like my own time. And the recipe itself, so the first thing she did was kind of like put all the spices in first with the butter. And then after that, she had added the chicken that was already like seasoned, because she had seasoned it before. And then she kind of let that cook for a little bit, and then she poured the rice in, and then she let it like cook together for about 30 minutes, and then, yeah. And then the side dish, as Alyssa mentioned, she made the chai tea for us, which she kind of used like some of the same spices or like ingredients that she had used for the dish to make the chai tea, and then it made like a really strong chai tea, which wasn't my favorite, but it was really good to like see it, because I had never seen someone make the chai tea. So I still tried it and gave it my best, but it wasn't my favorite. And in conclusion to this whole experience, Dr. Marks was very open to the experience, and she really shared with us what she lived through when she was there. And I was honestly like, I know we really appreciated that, because I know other groups had trouble with that. So that was really cool that she was very open to us coming to her place and cooking with her and getting to know a little bit about her story. And overall, I think we kind of like learned also about the Zanzibar culture, and how it got people together, and how she was able to bring that to, being like someone from like the U.S., bringing that kind of like culture into where she studied abroad. And we obviously learned how to cook a new dish, which is also a very cool experience. And like we also learned that, even though we're cooking a dish from like a different country, that we can still bring our own like unique styles to the dish and kind of make it like your own thing if you want to.